How you doing, everybody? Will here with Just In Time Prepping. I wanted to go over a few things tonight, and then we're going to go through my bug out bag that I carry around in my car. But first I want to talk to you guys about some things that I've been talking about my family with, and also with some friends of mine, to make sure that we all are sort of on the same page here. And one of the biggest thing is when you're getting ready to prepare for when shit hits the fan, that you should also always be mobile, which means you should have enough things put together for when things fall apart, either a disaster or God forbid we go to war with someone, which is looking pretty good these days between Russia and China. So I think that, and I'm not the only one, my family and my friends, we think that we should be mobile and be able to adapt to anything in any situation, meaning that you don't have just stuff prepared at home, but like I said, my bug out bag is always in my car, and then there's one in my other car also for my significant other. So we want to be mobile and be able to be prepared for anything that's thrown at us, be able to make some changes. Another thing is you should know your capabilities. You should always know what you're capable of doing when shit hits the fan. Like for me, I have COPD, so I can't just up and run out the door. I have to prepare. I have to have things already ready, like in my to-go bag here, my bug out bag. So I have more than one bug out bag. I have one that will get me through a day or two, which is what I have here with me tonight. Or I have another one put together that'll last me 2 or 3 days, and we'll be doing another video on that. So we always want to make sure that we know what our capabilities are and adjust for those. And then another thing is to go slowly at first, because you don't really know the severity of the situation. You don't know if the situation is going to last 1 day, 2 days, 30 days, 60 days, whatever, but you just have to take it really slow so that you can figure out just what the severity is. We don't know if it's a local grid down, and we don't know if it's on the national level or whatever, but we want to go slow enough that we can figure all that stuff out. And then know your basics. So like for me, knowing my basics is, I know that I have breathing problems, so I make sure that everything I need to go with me is always at hand. And I know that how long it takes me to prepare for that. And that means, even if it means having medications pre-made up, so I just take them and throw them in and take off. So know your basics. Another thing we talked about was, being on a solid foundation with your group or your community. Because as long as you're on a solid foundation, you know you're going to have the support that you need. Another thing is to make sure that you have a high level of trust with everybody that you're taking care of in your group. So I may not have everybody in my group that is from just this area. I may have some people that live outside my area. I may have some people that live across the country, but we all communicate through channels like emails or Facebook or YouTube or Google Plus, whatever, Patreon, all the things, all my networking ideas and stuff. So you always want to make sure that you know what your level of trust is. Like everyone in my group, I trust completely, and that means that they know things about me that you probably don't know. and vice versa, so that we all know what our strengths are. And so that's why I say that you need to have a high level of trust in your group, because we may be making trips, or the vision is, for me, is that we pick a central location, and everybody in my group, in my community, we make an effort to come to that destination, to meet there. And that way, you know, so here's an example, is that I may have somebody that's good at plumbing that's in my group, because you need to always try to have everybody knows something that has something to bring to the table, if you can understand that. So you make sure everybody knows where the destination is. You make sure that you trust that they'll be there, and then you make every effort you can to get there. And then when you meet there, then you have your plumbers and your electricians and your carpenters and your people that have been in war and stuff that know strategies, and you just make sure that your framework is there to be able to survive. So those are some of the things that we talked about over the weekend, and wanted to make sure that everybody understood and we're on the same page. So I just wanted to pass that along to you. And also, the last thing I want to say is your monetary system. If things go to hell, then our money is probably going to be only good enough to wipe your behind with. So what I've started to do is I've started collecting gold and silver, and anybody that knows me knows I live on a very modest budget and can't afford very much at all because I'm on disability, but I find ways to eke out enough money to collect coins of gold and silver, so that I know that when the structure comes back up, it may not be relying on the dollar, it may be relying on gold and silver. And those are all things that you have to take into consideration as we're building this community and what I call a super list. And the trust has to be there. Without the trust, you have nothing. Your framework will collapse. And that all makes sense if you sit down and really think about it. So as you go forward, you tell your friends and your family and all these other people that you're going to try to help out to prepare for the worst case scenario. Is trust is the biggest thing, and you only want to tell the people that you trust. Excuse me. So that's all I'm gonna preach about tonight. I'll get on to some other things, and let's talk about my bug out bag. This is my bug out bag, and I carry this in my car to make sure that if something was to go wrong, I would have it. So I thought that tonight we'd just go over it, and so I can show you what I have in my bug out bag. And as you can see, I have outer compartments, and things like on the side here I can have a water bottle, and I have a water bottle on both sides. And then this here has a quick release snap on the front, and it falls down like this so that I can get to my cookware. Because when you're out and you're running around and everything's gone to hell, you still got to eat, right? So got the cookware with me. And then it's winter time, so I have me a hat so I stay warm, and bungee cords, because there's some other things that I'll tie on the outside, like tarps and stuff, so I have bungee cords for that. And then on the other side I have another water bottle. And now let's get into the insides. Now these are just things I carry with me every day. If I had the chance to get back to the house, I would probably try to get here and take some other steps. But inside I have, let me turn this around, see if you guys can see it, because the top doesn't open but this far. I have some goodies in here. I have a knife, And this kind of a cool knife has two blades on it. Opens up like this. Sort of like an X-Acto knife, but it has this edge here too. And then the other side does the same thing. And if you had to protect yourself, then you could swing it, make sure you're going to connect no matter what. That's what I like about it. And then it has these little things here that gives whizzes that you can use for other things. It has a little hand lock in there so you can lock it up and not hurt yourself. And in this pocket here, I have a magnifying glass. This is magnifying glass because you can use these for all kinds of things. Fire starter, I use it to start fires with. So, have magnifying glass. And a pair of scissors. And everybody has a little tin, right? Or should. In here I have clippers and eyeglass repair kit. I wear eyeglasses. And a couple of batteries for the lights. And a razor blade. I'm going to put that back in there so I don't hurt myself. And we'll put the batteries back in there so I don't lose them. Actually, let's just put it all back in there. That way I won't lose any of it. And that's what I keep in there. Then, let's see what else I have in here. Oh, trusty headlamp. This one here is kind of handy. It does all the fancy stuff. Lights. Then go the other way. A beacon. So that's kind of handy. And what else? Oh, another flashlight. Never know. One might not work. And what's in that pocket right there? Oh, I'm caught on fire. I got something in this pocket I can't find. Oh, it's zipped up, that's why. Unzip it, Bill. Bracelet. And you can take the bracelet apart and use the string for different stuff. And then a Sharpie. Taking notes. Writing somebody a note or leaving a message. Scrunchies. Hair ties. They come in pretty handy for all kinds of stuff. Then I have a permanent marker. I have medication in this one. And a ruler. I don't know why I put that in there. Glass cleaner. And a couple of pens. Okay, now the other front pocket. In this I have the pills I take every day. There's enough in there for one day, and then this one here takes is my ibuprofen. That plug in for your cell phone, you know you have to have that. Hopefully that you'll not have an EMP attack and not be able to use it. And then, look here, these things here. These are kind of cool, because, and most of you probably have seen these before, but your fingers, oh, somebody's got something else in there already. Oh, a pair of gloves. A pair of gloves. Probably in each one of them. And then these, I love these. See, But look here, you can stay warm too if you have to. Huh? And then I've got a full set of this. Hi. And they sit back on Velcro. So I've got a pair of those. Let's put that over here. And the glove. Yes, and the pills over here. Try to make room for everything. And the pins. And then we have MRE, in case you have to stay out. Yeah, match. Fancy match butane. Warm clothes, long johns. And let's see what else. Oh, some leather strand in case you need to make lashings for anything. And lanyard. This here is paracord 550. And let's see, I have one more thing in here. Oh, I have more than one thing in here. I got some stuff in here. Ointment for your feet, because they get dried out. And spare glasses, in case your glasses get stepped on or destroyed. I have a spare set. Another lighter. Oh, everybody's got to have this. 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape. Here we go. This here is for my diabetes. It measures my blood. Hand warmer. Dental floss. That comes in handy for several things. The cord to my phone. And these are some more of my medication. Whoops. Come back here. It's almost all gone. Here we go. Then some forceps. They come in handy. Some more hand warmers. I've used another hand warmer. Shit, I think I have one other thing in here. And this is my tactical light here. I really like this thing. Cost me $5 at the store. The head is movable. Let me get this up here. The head's movable. See, I like that. See? Whoops. That was the LED light that blinded you. And then you hit it again. You got the movable head one. And then you got the LED one. I really like that. It has a little hanger thing on there. $5. Can't beat that. $5. And guess what? It doesn't take batteries. It's rechargeable off of USB port. And I don't have it with me, but it's I have one. It's the kind you crank, so it doesn't take batteries. You crank it, and then you can just plug it in there and let it charge. pretty handy. And then out on the outside, hand sanitizer, keep yourself clean, and also it is a great fire starter. So that is my bug out bag, and as you can see, I have enough there to last or keep me going. Maybe not last, it'll last long enough for me to get home to get more stuff or to get somewhere safer. And that's what I carry around with me to make sure that if anything happens, I can take care of myself and probably my kid. So there it is. And I think I better stop. We're 21 minutes in. So tally ho for now. I will see you on the flip-flop. Thanks for watching.